Board of Ed meeting to order at 7 p.m. Invocation or moment of silence, Jonathan LeBlanc.
Tonight, I'd like to say a special prayer for an individual who was a teacher in our school system. I did not have the privilege of having her, but I knew of her. And my time at Henry Barnard, she recently passed away, and that would be Miss Maloney. So I'd like to give a moment of silence to her, and also like to say a prayer for a good second half of the year for all our students and staff as we enter the second semester. Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Fire evacuation, there's double doors behind you. You would head out the back door. There's double doors to my left, your right. You go down the stairs and out to the parking lot. Roll call, please, Kathy.
Mr. LeBlanc? Here. Mrs. Pickett?
Here.
Mr. Ryder?
Here.
Mr. Ongire? Mrs. Acree?
Here.
Dr. Kalnin?
Here.
Mrs. Cushman?
Here.
Mr. Hamry? Madam Chair.
Here. Before we start, I have a statement I'd like to read. To the parents, guardians, families, and staff of Enfield Public Schools, the Board of Education has an obligation to conduct meetings in accord with board business. These meetings help to inform the families and town residents of happenings in our school community. The government process includes policies and budget, which are both on the agenda for tonight. We also have an obligation to conduct law-abiding meetings. We always have an obligation to follow the law. However, we are not in a position to enforce the law. The law I am speaking of is the governor's executive order dated September 30th, 2021, whereas municipalities are authorized to institute mask mandates in indoor settings regardless of vaccination status through February 15th, 2022. We are in the midst of a public health crisis. Thus, we are following the town mask mandate, and there are audience and staff members with compromised immune symptoms sitting around right now. We are simply following the town's orders. We have a few options. One, we can move these meetings to school buildings where masks are also required. However, making it ETV accessible would be very hard. The Board of Education, the board has an obligation to conduct these meetings within the law and health and safety of its board members, staff, and audiences. As a governing body, we want to be as transparent as possible. Therefore, tonight's meeting and future meetings will be remote until further notice. Motion to adjourn?
Second.
Third.